Oh, bother.
Hello my friends, and welcome back to Norska for another episode of Glory of the Dark Gods. I'm Yin Yang Total War, and last time we left off, we had Dural Durak bearing down on us, as well as a pretty bad financial situation. Maybe a little overcommitted to recruitment for the amount of provinces we have, especially because they are not really, how do you say, financially supportive provinces, right? We need to capture some ports real soon, or else we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, especially if our port of Troll Fjord is taken. That is our biggest trading hub, so kind of got a little bit of a situation there. On top of that, we also have the Skaeling to our south, who, while they didn't necessarily start the war, they stood outside and taunted us until we started the war, and so now we're in a situation where we have two fronts to worry about. I cannot send all of my forces to one in a unified effort, and that is going to unfortunately cause a couple problems for us, but hopefully we're able to turn these things around. So without further ado, let's get into it. Obviously I cannot afford to build anything right now, so we're gonna go ahead and hit that intern button, which I know everyone loves when I start a let's play episode on an intern, but it gives us time to talk, so I'll take it. So my question for everyone today is going to be, if you had to choose one of the 4 dark gods, which one would you choose and why? And if you got something like out of left field, that's fine too. Like if you're like, oh man, Bellicor, Hashut, I'm a total bull bro, whatever you want to do. It just can't be any of the order gods. Gotta be someone evil, someone related to chaos. So for me, and I know this is probably a good chunk of the community as well, but I am I go with Nurgle, and I'll tell you why I go with Nurgle. Because I'm lazy. No, I go with Nurgle because I want to because he feeds off of that desperation to be something better, right? And a great example of this is the fall of Festus. Now, if you have never heard about the fall of Festus, I suggest definitely going and doing some reading about it. It is a great story, and if you're not keen to reading, then jump over to Lore Master Sotek or the Great Book of Grudges or some other lore channel that you guys have that I probably don't, and check out his story because it is amazing. I'm going to give you a little brief synopsis, but guys, I suck at telling these stories. I know that I suck at telling these stories, so by all means look into it for yourself because it is a great story. But what happens with Festus is an imperial man. He is a good man for all accounts. And
I travel the world seeking jewels.
So
Today
we've got
bring
Egil
one to me.
Steerborn, and I'm sure that he wants peace. Of course he does. And we're not going to take peace for 2 grand. No. Not when there's still 4 balance points to play with. So what I'll do is I'll demand more money from him, because even though we could take him, it is probably not the best move with Dural Durak bearing down on us. Although, that being said, no, we'll take the peace. 10 turns of peace and not having a 2-front war is probably for the best. We've shown them that we're the dominant, and we'll let them rest just a little while we deal with our problems back home. So there's that. Now, what I was saying is that Festus was a really good man. At least that's what he was reported as being. And he was very interested in curing every disease that he came across. And he got a he went to a town out, I think it was in the Northern Empire. Go ahead and throw my lack of knowledge up there on the board of sins that I've committed against the lore. But oh, excuse me. Anyway, so he went to this village, and I believe that they had mash fever. Someone jump down the comment section and tell me how wrong I am if that is the case. But when he arrived, he did so full of hope that he was going to be able to solve this problem. And he got right to work. He set up triage, everything that he should have done, he did, right? And unfortunately, it wasn't enough. No matter what he did, no matter what innovations he made, it just was not enough to solve the issue. And so what ended up happening was one night he was sitting in his triage center with what was now a bunch of dead bodies. I guess you would call it a morgue instead of a triage. And as he pored over his notes in ever-growing despair, all of the bodies set up at once, and they spoke in one unified voice. And that voice said something, and I'm paraphrasing here, of course, that really... what the voice said was that I can show you how to beat this. I can show you how to cure any disease known and unknown. I will give you that knowledge. All you have to do is submit, right? All you have to do is give over your soul to Nurgle. And in doing so, Festus was given all of the knowledge that he needed to defeat the disease and every disease. He could have gone on and cured the world, but he no longer cared. He stood up, he walked out of that village, and we're not going to build anything this turn either, and just disappeared. And everything he did after that, you know, all the gross shit, that's cool too. But the fact that it turned this person who really truly cared, right? Who really truly wanted to make a difference, brought him to his knees, offered that salvation, that sweet salvation, and once salvation was delivered, they didn't even want it anymore. And that, dear viewers, is why I am a Nurgle fan, because none of the other gods do that to you. None of them. Khorne's pretty straightforward. I like Khorne. Tzeentch is always leading you on, and so is Slaanesh. But Nurgle just, it kind of reminds me of when I was in when I joined the army, right? And you go to basic training or boot camp, depending on where you're located, and you you get this drill sergeant who breaks you down to nothing to build you back up into whatever image the army wants you to be. And so that is that resonates with me for obvious reasons. Nurgle just breaks you down, and then you're Nurgle. You're a piece of Nurgle now, and I like that. I appreciate the way that he operates. So there you have it. That's why I like it. And please let me know what you guys what you guys prefer, and I apologize about that. I didn't realize my cell phone was still on a loud mode. So in other news, I believe at the time of this recording, Pharaoh should be coming out here shortly. So good news on that? I don't know. We'll talk about that after this battle, though. We've got the Order of the Truthsayers. Dural Durak is coming for Snagger the Terror. So Snagger, in my mind, is kind of a joke because, I mean, he was literally the first dude we beat, and he said, yeah, I'll work for you. So, you know, not really a man among men, but that's all right. We will give him his due as he tries to fight off Troll Fjord. And I will see you on the battlefield. And as is often the case with Norskins, not very much to say, but that doesn't change our situation where we are surrounded on 3 sides by a force that honestly we never would have considered being able to threaten us, but here they come anyway, the Warriors of Albion. And I gotta say, they did such a great job with the modeling and everything for these guys. I really do love them. Look at that giant. The work that went into making that stupid hair for the giant to make it lore accurate, I can only imagine. So, as I said, we are surrounded on 3 sides, which puts us in a bit of a pickle, or I should say puts Snagger in a bit of a pickle, where he would have preferred to go out in a blaze of glory, charging the enemy. He knows that that would only end in a full flanking maneuver, where he is completely surrounded and has no advantages. So, Snagger has elected to set up in the city center, where at least he has the advantage of the high ground. Although it is very difficult for him not to charge out after his enemies, which is something we will see here in a moment. Now it does appear that the forces of Albion have officially entered the city. There's not a whole lot that we can really do to stop them without spreading our forces incredibly thin, which is, again, something that we're not looking to do.
So
Oh, and this lone horseman must be him, Dural Durak. Just out here causing problems. And knowing that his enemy is out there, Snagger has decided to take his best men and pour forward against Troll Durak, which will unfortunately be a fruitless effort, as he has already departed the area. Now on this side, you can see that their giant is just making a mess of our troops. Some guys tried to sally forward and it just didn't work out. And the barricade will be coming down next, I can assure you. And here come the rest of their forces, coming in at every angle to try to spread us as far as possible. And this is one of the problems of fighting an army like this, where we have just all kinds of spells popping off all the time. It is just a nightmare, unfortunately. And it looks like their giant has broken down the barricade, giving our forces some additional issues, but hopefully something that we can still handle. And it looks like the forces of Albion are still encircling the city. And there goes our boys right now. And it does look like we've sent those centaurs packing, which will be great. Dang. Never happy to see that. And it looks like that giant is trying to get away, but he is going to be brought down. And there he goes. Hopefully never to awaken again. Now, looking down at our other forces, you can see they're just trying to finish up some of these warriors before they head back up, because this has been an exercise in futility, as the rest of our forces are attacked by Dural Durak himself. And it does look like they are starting to push in. There's not a whole lot that we can do against them, unfortunately. Oh, and the first break does appear to have happened. It does look as though Snagger has defeated another unit. He is heading up to save the city center, but is it going to be in time? As the rest of the army breaks, that is a great question. And here we go, the final charge to take back the city center before these Oathsworn hold it forever. All right, there they go. And it does appear that it's all going to be too late. I don't see any units that can capture the remaining capture point, and so we are going to unfortunately fail. But I will let you watch our glorious last stand as the timer counts down, and I'll see you back on the campaign map.
The Northmen must die!
All right, and after a cataclysmic defeat, we were finally beaten back. Unfortunately for Snag of the Terror and his troops, who fought valiantly, we were not able to pull out a win, but we did bring down the Albion Giant, and that's got to count for something, right? No Bloody Spears, no Clan Septic, and no... you know what? I will take the Rock Skulls and the Slaughtermen. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take them. Yeah, Abrax the Bloody is gonna join us. Gotta love that. You know, eventually when we can actually afford it. Then we'll love it.
My challenge? Undeniable.
Okay, so let's get set up. Wolfric's got some work to do. We've got to bring back, or we've got to bring down Dural Durak and bring back our access to the sea through Troll Fjord. I think after the last battle, I'd really like to get something that's going to help our morale. And I really don't see anything, unfortunately, as much as I want it to be the case. There's really nothing that's going to help us with that. But let's get rid of that high seas attrition, because we're going to need that to be gone. And let's take a look at our army comps. There's nothing that I feel is really going to help us getting rid of. Maybe the Norscan Warhounds. After the performance of those Norscan Warhounds, I'm questioning everything to do with these guys. But we're going to keep them on board for now. And I think next turn we'll have another battle. So let's get to it. Now I feel like I was talking about something before the battle. Oh, Total War Pharaohs. So I know that the community is, I don't know that split is the word. I know that there are people who are eager for Pharaoh. There are people who are middling on Pharaoh, and there are people who hate Creative Assembly and therefore hate Pharaoh. And then there are people who genuinely just don't have any interest. And I want to say, and this is something that I saw from a review from one of my close colleagues, Sousaville, and I'll post a link to his review in the bottom. And don't worry guys, this won't take much of a commitment. It's a very, very short review, but he says something at the end that really kind of stuck with me. And it's that in a vacuum, right? Total War Pharaoh is a good game. And then we carry all the baggage, right? All the baggage that comes with being a Total War fan, with all the drama that ensued around the Shadows of Change DLC, with Creative Assembly, all of it. The desires for it to be medieval, the desire for it to be Empire 2, right? All of that comes with this title, and that is really the shame, right? Is that Pharaoh doesn't get to stand on its own. It doesn't get to be Troy 2 or whatever. I know that's probably what it seems like, and in my brain that's kind of what it is, Troy 2. But it doesn't get to stand on its own. It has to compete with its own legacy, and that sucks. I know for a fact that they did not just run away. No, get away. Yeah. Torox. We're gonna be more Beastmen than Norskin here soon. Where did they run to? Dural Durak, you bastard of a coward.
Done and done. Fight.
Let's take Troll Fjord.
A fight.
Action.
I'll rip out guts.
Did we reach?
Now is chaos. Dominance. Destroy. Ravage them.
I'm gonna let Ragnar take that. And
Heading out.
Wulfric is going to go after Dural Durak. We cannot allow him to escape. Not after what he's done. So let's take this city right now. You dare challenge me, and that's all he has to say because Norskins don't say anything. But hey, I'll take it because our boy Ragnar is an awesome character. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Anyway, let's take a look at our enemy's forces. What's left of them, at least. They've got some cav up here, and then going down, looks like they've got some slingers, some basic warriors, and some spearmen as well. Of course, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna surround them, we're gonna kill them, and that's gonna be that. And does this man care that they're throwing rocks at him? No, he's got a shield. He don't care about that. Ooh, multi-kill. Dang, he's starting to really toughen up. I'm sure eventually he'll actually get some chaos on him. That'll be cool. But let's take a look at what's happening around the rest of the battlefield. As you can see, the cavalry, their cavalry made a pretty poor decision to charge directly into our troops, and it is already collapsing in on them. Our cavalry, meanwhile, has isolated their slingers, and that will be over soon. Out here, they have left themselves open to get javelined, and that's absolutely what's going to happen. And the collapse has already begun, so I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of the battle. I will see you back on the campaign map. All right, and another wonderful victory on behalf of Ragnar Mortensen. And I am a little tempted to sack it, but we're going to occupy it. It is our territory.
Yes, my ruinous powers!
And it is not doing for us what it used to do, which is a
I
shame,
have better things to do.
but it's okay. Because we're going to go for Dural Durak next. Now let's see. I would love to invest in that, but that would be all of our money for 50 gain. We're about to be in a little bit of trouble, guys.
Landfolk are weak.
Now is chaos!
Let's see if we can make another deal.
Right, you bring your mess.
How about quick? No, definitely not. Absolutely not. Not gonna happen, and no. Okay, so we've got no diplomatic options to get ourselves out of this hole. Guys, this is actually where we're going to leave things for this episode. So if you have any advice on how we can dig ourselves out of this situation, please let me know, because it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. Until then, to all my friends wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll see you in the next episode. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thanks for watching, especially to those of you who have been with me since the beginning. I am still having a blast and very much enjoying the formation of this community with all of you. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please let me know, because I want to make even better content as we continue down this journey together. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and want to support me, then you know what to do.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next one.